is Cross of Peace. Inspired out of Mark 15. A certain man from Cyrene was passing by, and they forced him to carry the cross. Somber eyes peer out from the painting Simon of Cyrene by contemporary Dutch artist Egbert Moderman. Simon's eyes reveal the immense physical and emotional burden of his responsibility in the biblical account from Mark 15. We learn that Simon was pulled from the watching crowd and forced to carry Jesus' cross. Mark tells us that Simon was from Cyrene, a big city in North Africa with a large population of Jews during Jesus' time. Most likely Simon had journeyed to Jerusalem to celebrate the Passover. There he found himself in the middle of this unjust execution, but was able to perform a small but meaningful act of assistance to Jesus. That's in Mark 15. Early in the Gospel of Mark, Jesus tells his followers, "Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me." On the road to Golgotha, Simon literally did what Jesus figuratively asks his disciples to do. He took up the cross given to him and carried it for Jesus' sake. We too have crosses to bear, perhaps an illness, a challenging ministry assignment, the loss of a loved one, or a persecution for our faith. As we carry these sufferings by faith, we point people to the sufferings of Jesus and his sacrifice on the cross. It was his cross that gave us peace with God and strength for our own journey. What cross have you been asked to carry? How can you use this struggle to point others to Jesus? Jesus, thank you that you understand and sympathize with the pain I experience as I take up my cross and follow you. Give me courage and strength even when the journey is difficult. It says, we too have crosses to bear, perhaps an illness, a challenging ministry assignment, the loss of a loved one, or persecution for our faith. As we carry these sufferings by faith, we point people to the sufferings of Jesus. I don't think that's what is meant when they talk about carrying the cross. I think we were talking about, where does he say it here? I know he says it several times in the gospel. Let me see. Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. In other words, you're putting the gospel first. You're putting the ministry first. I may be confusing this, but I think it's. A guy asked me a question today. He said, "What's your opinion on abortion?" I said, "Well," it depends on who you're asking. But as a Christian, as an advocate, or as someone who claims to be a Christian, I'm against abortion. If I wasn't a Christian, who knows what the answer would be or whatever. Who knows? But as a Christian, specifically, it's a given. I've got to be against this. Okay. Ideally, keep you from getting knocked up would be more ideal, because the abortion is just a symptom of another sin. But when he asked me that, to me that's kind of, I'm not saying that I'm burdened with anything, but I have to carry this cross, this idea that I have to live to a standard. Okay, I have to support a standard. Someone says, well, hey, we're going to go do this. You're going to join us. No, I can't do that. That would be sinful. That wouldn't be a good representative. I can't be doing that. Or whatever it is. If you're walking out the teaching of Jesus, trying to turn yourself from selfish to selfless, that's work. It's exercising your faith. You're exercising the words that he spoke. You're applying them to you. That, I believe, is the cross that we bear. Is that we have this... I'll say obligation to walk this thing out, to do this, to follow these rules, these steps. That is our cross to bear. We can't necessarily do everything we want to do because some of those things will not be in line with the teachings of Jesus or an opinion that we may have or something like that. Well, that's my cross to bear. And, I could be confused. I could be totally wrong. But I don't think having an illness is necessarily your cross to bear. That's just something that happens to you in this world. It happens to all kinds of people. Bad things happen. But we still have to maintain and live up to a standard. I could be wrong. Love you. God bless.